It's now about 2.5 weeks post-surgery. My last video, I had kind of gone over what it was like to have surgery, and I had been home for like a day, I think, at that point. The next day, I actually ended up calling an ambulance. I couldn't breathe. I was having trouble pushing air out, not necessarily taking breaths in, but the whole effort of me having to breathe was causing a lot of abdominal pain. It wasn't getting better. It wasn't going away. I was walking like 3 times a day at that point, and it went down to like barely being able to take a few steps without wanting to like fall over in excruciating pain. While at the hospital, I was given an enema. They said that I was kind of backed up, and then they did a CT. They did 2 CTs, blood work every couple of hours. They did an x-ray, and then they put me on a hydromorphone drip because they tried to give it to me like just IV, and I just blacked out. And basically for the next 4 days, I was on IV pain medication because my abdomen was so sore and so tender. I'm not gonna lie, I loved it. It took away all of my pain throughout my whole body, not just the surgery. I live in chronic pain. My tailbone's broken. My pelvis is I've had chronic back and pelvic issues since having children. So like all of my shoulder pain that I've lived with my whole life, like all of it was gone. I can totally see how people who live with chronic pain can be addicted to painkillers, because that was like really nice to not have to feel any of that for 4 days. But yeah, so I was diagnosed with ileus. And basically what that is your intestines become lazy. They're not getting like the signal that I've eaten anything, so they're not moving anything through. So basically I was told it's pain management, make sure to keep drinking fluids, and sent home. That hospital experience was a little frustrating. I felt like the hospital staff didn't really know what to do with me. They were giving me like full sugar jello. They were giving me like big meals and stuff, and I'm like, no, like I had to go in for CT, and I was supposed to drink this fluid so that they could run, take the pictures and see how things are moving through me. They brought me 2 16-ounce huge cups of fluid, and they were like, you have 45 minutes to drink this. And I'm like, I've just had gastric bypass. I cannot drink this. This would take me 2 days. And she kind of chuckled, and she's like, well, I know it seems like a lot, but you have 45 minutes. So just, and I'm like, no. So then I had to talk to the nurse, and I was like, I can't do this. And she's like, talk to the radiology chick. And she's like, she just had gastric bypass like 3 days ago. Like, you can't make her do this. And they're like, well, how do we run the test? And there was this like, they were kind of arguing, and then they had to call in the surgeons from Victoria where I got my surgery done. And it was just like a whole bunch of misinformation and like mixed messages, and it was just very frustrating. I had to keep advocating for myself, like, I can't have this, I can't have that, I can't do this, I can't do that. And they're like, oh really? Like, it was just really confusing. But again, I'm really grateful that I was able to get to the hospital safely. I'm really grateful for pain meds. I'm really grateful for everything that they were able to help me get through. So basically my healing, my recovery has been sort of backed by a week. I'm going to take a little bit longer than most people, and that is very true. 2.5 weeks out, and it's not easier. It's not, some of my friends have been telling me like, oh, at 2 weeks I was, ready to go outside for a run, and I wanted to work out, and I renoed my kitchen. Like, I can barely move. I'm up to 320 calories, and that's like, I have to force myself to eat that much a day. Like, it is the max that I can do right now. I'm relying on protein shakes. I'm finally into the puree stage. That had, the complications held me back a week, and I had to stay on broths and like clear liquids for another week. So now I'm starting the purees. I've done boiled broccoli, boiled cauliflower, pureeing just everything. But I can have like maybe a 1/4 cup max of food. Every spoonful that I take in, I can feel it going down my esophagus. I can feel it go into my pouch. I can feel my pouch like expand, and it feels like it's just this tiny balloon that's just gonna burst if I take another bite. So every bite is this like painful, uncomfortable, stretching feeling. And so I really don't look forward to eating. I don't have an appetite. I'm not craving anything. I have baked double chocolate chip cookies for my family. I've made, suppers. I make some of my favorite suppers, and I'm not even like the least bit tempted to eat them because I just have no appetite. It worries me a little bit. I'm panicked a little bit because I've always loved food, and I like, is this my life now? Do I just like hate the feeling of eating, so then I just like don't? But unfortunately, it's the same for drinking. I'm not drinking very much. I feel dehydrated. Today, I might look really bad because today in particular is a bad day for me. The past couple of days have been better. I've been able to walk at my normal pace. I'm not as painful, but today was a bad day. Today was just a day that I survived. I wasn't productive. I didn't do much. I actually took a 3-hour nap because I started dry heaving. I haven't been sick since I had the surgery, but today breakfast was very hard to get down, and then I took some oral laxative with some juice, and I don't know if that juice was just too sugary for me. It literally was just like a sip, and my stomach, I felt like I had food poisoning. It hurt so much, and I just was like dry heaving in the bathroom. Nothing came up, but I had to lie down, and then I passed out for a couple of hours. I'm shaky. I feel weak. I'm freezing cold. And I panic. I'm panicking. I'm like, is this my life? Is this what I signed up for? That being said, since the start of my liquid diet phase, I'm down 38 pounds, which sounds like I should really notice, holy crap. I kind of notice it in my jawline a little bit, but I'm still wearing the same clothes. My clothes aren't falling off. I can get my wedding ring on. I can't get my engagement ring on yet. I'm not noticing a whole lot of changes, so I'm not really sure where that 38 pounds has come from. Whatever, I've got a ways to go, and I just don't want the rest of this experience to feel like I do right now, because if 3 months from now I make another video and I'm just as cold, miserable, tired, no energy, lethargic, constipated, that's another oh my god thing, because I'm not getting any liquids in. There's nothing, and my intestines are being lazy still. I'm having to resort to enemas, and that's a whole nother literal pain in my ass. But yeah, it's just if that's how it's gonna be, then I'm gonna probably regret making this decision and doing this, because right now I'm not feeling the benefits. I'm not experiencing the, oh my gosh, I've dropped a bunch of weight, and my knees and my back and my pelvis doesn't hurt, and I'm not having migraines. I'm on day 18 of a very heavy period as well. That's not helping. It's not helping my iron level. It's not helping my exhaustion. So it's just one thing on top of another, and I hate it. I literally hate this experience right now, and all I can do is hope that a few weeks, a few months from now, I'll just look back at this video and laugh and be able to say that, oh, it was all worth it, and that's all in the past, because I feel so drained, so dizzy. If I stand up, a few days ago, I was only able to eat maybe 140, 150 calories. That's all I was able to keep down. Not that I'm puking, it's just that I can't swallow any more than that without feeling sick. So I would stand up to help my mom or get my kid or something, and I would have to brace myself on a counter or the wall or sit down, because I would just get tunnel vision. Everything would start getting black, and I'd have to just take a second. I'm so dizzy and weak. And it's winter here now. It's November in Winnipeg, so it's cold. Going for walks isn't fun. It's not nice. It's not relaxing. So this is a very complainy video. And like I said, I hope that a few weeks from now I'm going to be just kidding. It's great. It's the best decision I ever made in my life. I have a sneaking suspicion. I'm sort of weaning myself off the tramadol. I only have 2 pills left, so I've cut them in half, and I'm just doing 1 to 2 a day until it's done. And I have a feeling that the reason I feel so shitty is because it's my body is trying to get me to continue taking these pain meds that I've been pretty reliant on since surgery. I know anybody coming off of any kind of pain meds goes through withdrawal. I don't know what that feels like or looks like, but I'm suspicious that this is what's going on, and that when all of it's kind of out of my system, I can really just start to feel the recovery. So yeah, stay tuned for videos of me complaining a lot less.